Well, Clark, welcome and congratulations on your promotion to defensive coordinator. I know when you got here a year ago, this wasn't necessarily your planned upon timetable for career advancement, but when Coach Elko left, a lot of wheels went into motion. Talk about how this came about.
Well, first of all, certainly not the plan, but you always prepare yourself for the moment when your name's called, no different than a player. And you know, when Coach Elko decided to leave, I think that the first thing that happened was I got a phone call from Coach Kelly just in support, and that meant a ton to me because for all of us, this kind of threw things into a little bit of a disarray, and you're kind of waiting for the dust to settle and to see the course of action. And you know, his support and his call and communication with me went a long way, just in kind of calming my nerves down. And then from there, it was them going through the process to see what's best for this program. And you know, whether that was me or not, you know, I want what's best for Notre Dame. The fact that in the end it was, you know, the job fell on me, I think really was a life-changing opportunity. I'm just anxious to make good on it.
So much progress made by this defense last year, so much of it involving your position group, the linebackers, and the addition of the rover back, who is a linebacker of sorts. It certainly seemed to me when Coach Elko decided to leave that from a continuity standpoint, it made a lot of sense to elevate you. Is that continuity going to help maintain that level of defensive play?
I think that the first thing, the most significant thing is you're compounding the learning. So we deal with young men 17 to 21, every day, every rep, every game, every practice, you know, they're building a knowledge base. And when you switch systems, you inevitably start over at zero. There's just not enough foundation there for them. Like, they're not NFL vets, right? They haven't done this for 15 years at a high level. And so by keeping this system and structure in place, they're going to go out the first day of spring ball and know the defense, you know. And so now you can get past the first layer of adjustment and the first layer of learning and understanding, and you can dig into the details. And so I'm really excited for the players from that standpoint, because I think their peace of mind, even the ones that maybe didn't know me quite as well, you know, because I was the linebacker coach, and so there were some position groups, you know, that maybe I didn't get a chance to touch as much as my own. But I think the peace of mind in meeting with those guys to know that nothing was changing, you know, the smiles, the sighs, the relaxation at that point, I think they're excited for it too. And so, you know, we've added some new parts and pieces to the staff, and we're going to continue to fill out the coaching staff on the defensive side of the ball. But when we get in the meeting room with our guys, we're going to be building upon all the work that we've done to this point.
Every day that you set foot on the practice field, what drives you as a coach?
You have this burden of responsibility, right? Like you have families that have handed over their pride and joy, their prized possessions to you, and you're responsible for their growth in a 4-year span that's just so instrumental as far as development goes. This is a formative 4 years. They're given more freedom. They're given a little more room to make mistakes. You know, it is an incredible responsibility for us to oversee their progress and to keep their long-term goals within reach. That is what drives me. I want to coach these guys in a manner that I'll want my son coached. And I think becoming a parent and experiencing that has changed my perspective a little bit that way. And then maybe that's big picture. You know, literally when I actually walk onto the field, it's more of a commitment to the players that drives you. I mean, it's something where, you know, we have shared ownership in the product that we put on display, and we owe it to ourselves, we owe it to our families, we owe it to Notre Dame to be at our best every time the ball's dropped. And so that may be a little more of the day-to-day motivation, is just that commitment.
Everywhere you go now, you're introduced as Clark Lea, defensive coordinator at the University of Notre Dame. What reaction? Do you get a visceral reaction to that?
Yes, and you try the best you can to separate from it, honestly, because at the end of the day, you know, my responsibilities have increased and my role is enhanced, but it still is about the players. You know, if I'm gonna do my job effectively here, they're gonna be put on display. You know, it's not me. And for me to get hung up on what title I have, I have to come to work every day and do the job that I have the best of my ability. And so as a linebacker coach, as a defensive coordinator, whatever the role or responsibility is, when I was a GA, I tried to be the best paper stapler in the country. I think you just take that approach to things, and yeah, even when you say it, Jack, chills, emotions creep in, but I'm disciplining myself right now to tamp that down and just focus on the task at hand.
Clark, thank you, congratulations, and I'm looking forward to seeing the tremendous improvement of last year continue this year.
Thanks so much, Jack. Appreciate your time.